Hello. Things have changed. Hi lovelies, how have you been? I'm so excited to be back. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sulola, and I've just been gone because I was switching up my setup, right? This is a different setup, and in the coming weeks you actually notice that there'll be a few changes, so excited for that. So today I want to talk to you about this word purpose that's being thrown around everywhere, and just like figuring out and overthinking about what you want to do with your life. This is something that I have deeply experienced at some point, and it's not easy, right? You get in your head. I was speaking to a friend a couple of weeks ago, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm here on this earth for. What is the purpose? Why am I here? I'm like, yo, I've never thought of that. I don't think that deeply about things. I don't worry about why I'm on earth. Maybe that sounds shallow, but it's really nothing I'm going to do. Like, that seems like a whole lot of burden and like pressure on me, right? Wondering what I'm on here for, what I'm on earth for. I feel like enough of what my religion has told me to worship God, to fast, to treat other people well is enough for me. And that's kind of guided the things that I want to share here with you. Even if you're not like deeply religious, there are some basic things that actually allows you to settle down and not over worry about what your purpose is and what you're supposed to do with your life, right? Like a kind of guideline. I think first of all, what you need to know is that you have no control over your life, really. The things that you have control over, they are very limited. They are very limited. You only have control over the things that you do and how you perceive things. You don't have control over others. If you wanted to go for that job, if I wanted to take Oprah's job, I don't have any real control over that, right? I can't just wake up one morning and I'm Oprah. I don't really have control over many things that I want. I can only play my part, but there are still other external factors that need to, come into play and help me to achieve what I want. So I think first thing you need to do is recognize that many things are not in your control. So focus on the things that are in your control. Something else to point out is that I think the word purpose, and because of the way it's been used, just places too much pressure. So instead, I like to think of it as finding what your interests are and recognizing what your strengths are, and then just finding where they sync up and then pursue. So to find your interests, what are the things that you're interested in doing? What do you like doing? It doesn't have to be serious. Like when I'm like, my interests, I'm like, what do I like doing? And I'm thinking too much. What I like to do is talk. I enjoy talking. I can talk for hours and then I would want to continue talking some more. And when I'm not talking, I want to listen to somebody else talking to me. And then if I'm not, then I'm reading books which are sharing more thoughts and talking to me, or I'm watching movies of people talking to each other. But when I was looking for what my purpose was, I was like, it can't be talking. What kind of purpose is, what kind of interest is talking? That's such a weird interest. Like, what's more deep? I was looking for something more, genge. And that's just not it. Sometimes that's just not it at all. If you don't know what your strengths are, you can ask your friends, you can ask people, you can, I've mentioned on this channel before, take personality tests, take different kinds of tests that will show you what your strengths are and just what you're really good at. Pay attention to yourself. Once again, gonna plug in self-awareness. So make sure that you're paying attention to yourself. When you know these things, then you're like, okay, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I enjoy doing. That's what will give you fulfillment. I think more than even purpose, we need to chase like fulfillment, something that would make you feel satisfied, which I think connects to purpose, but just not using that word purpose. Something else to do if you're really overthinking and worrying about what you're going to do in your life is to stay open to new things. I'll tell you now, the job I'm currently in and I've been working at for almost 3 years, I wasn't interested in it. What I want to do with myself now on a talk show, doing this whole YouTube thing, I did not like it when I was studying mass communication in school. It's crazy, but you will change. You have to stay open to new things. You can't be boxed in by, oh, this is what I like, or this doesn't seem like me. I don't really give that vibe of, you don't actually know until you've tried it. Your friends will be like, oh, that's not really your thing. How do they know if you've not tried it? So stay open to things. We change all the time. We don't want to be stagnant, so try things. When I got into digital marketing, I was like, digital marketing, what's that? PR is what I wanted to do with my life. Now I can never. And even like the broadcasting, like I mentioned, I didn't enjoy looking at the camera. I didn't enjoy taking pictures. I didn't want anybody holding pictures to my face. This was like 4 years ago when I was in school, 4 or 5 years ago in school. I didn't want anybody holding pictures, taking my pictures, holding camera in front of me. I didn't want to sit in front of a camera and be speaking. That seemed weird to me. Hello. Things have changed, so stay open to new interests. If somebody brings something your way, try it. If you're really finding what's going to give you fulfillment, you really want to know what you're supposed to do with yourself, then you don't know until you've tried things. Something else I would recommend is moving towards growth. So always think about, okay, what's the next thing that I can do for this? How can I expand this? Okay. And the thing is, growth doesn't just happen. It's not like I want to grow, then you grow. It's by continuing in what you're doing. Sometimes it might not even necessarily seem like you're moving to the next step, but you just realize that you're getting better at it. It's some level of growth. So be more concerned about growing as a person. And how do you grow as a person? That might have to be like a separate video, but to grow, you need to, open yourself to new things. Like I said, you can read a whole lot more, and not just growing, right? Being intentional about your growth, being intentional about yourself, about loving yourself, about the things that make you happy. Don't worry about, oh, this seems like a weird thing to make me happy, unless you're a pervert. Then you should be worried. But if it's not, then if it makes you happy, pursue that, try to grow in that, and even be intentional about yourself. Being of service to others gives you fulfillment. I don't know who you are, but even if who's a real villain, right? Voldemort, helping others will make you feel kind of good in some kind of way. Their gratitude towards you and the way it just puts a smile on their face will make you feel good as a person. So if you're wondering, oh, what am I supposed to do? Then be of service to others. Help others in any kind of way. If people say, oh, this is what you do that I really love that you do, when you do this, then do more of it, as long as it makes you feel good and it's not draining you. And that's one thing to figure out, if that's something you're really meant to do. If it energizes you, it strengthens you, and it doesn't drain you. If it's draining you, it's bad for you. If it's draining you, it's not what you're meant to do. It's not for you. It doesn't help you. But if you're doing it and you feel like, oh, I could go some more, I feel energized by that, then that's what you're meant to do. So pay attention to yourself. That's something else that you need to practice for yourself. Gratitude. Just be grateful for what you have, grateful for where you're at, and then always try to find the wins, the good, the plus, the positive in anything that you're in. If you're being more grateful, if you're being more aware of what you have, you're more thankful for what you have, you're less likely to keep harping on what you don't or the next thing. I've seen a couple of posts, a couple of tweets that go, we're so busy worrying about the next phase that we've forgotten that we prayed for what we currently have. And it's true. So when you have something, just be thankful for what you have. Look for how you can improve, but don't forget to, bask in the moment of things. Stop being that person that's just overthinking and over worrying of, oh, how can I move on? How can I move on? How can I move on? Even if you're working in your purpose, if you're always overthinking, you will still not be fulfilled. You will still not be happy. And I know it's not easy not to overthink. I would know I really struggled with overthinking and worrying and just like, and like anxiety, high functioning anxiety. I would seem cool on the surface, but inside I was unraveling. I was wondering, oh, this is not working out the way I wanted to, or this is not working quickly enough. You can't predict the future, like I said, and you have no real control over things. Recognizing that, what? I can only do my own part. I can only do what I want. Other factors, rely on others, will genuinely help you. Genuinely or genuinely? I feel like will truly help you. Something that I really practice whenever I'm overthinking, and now I'm happy to say that I no longer overthink or worry. I'm in a very good headspace. Even like my boss met me because I went into work last week, and my boss was like, you seem more at peace, you seem more confident, you seem more self-assured. And I'm like it was like, you seem really good. And I am, because I no longer overthink, I no longer worry. Whenever I catch myself, because I've practiced a lot of like being self-aware of my own emotions, so whenever I catch myself overthinking or worrying and beginning to feel it physically, getting headaches, I just pause and then I breathe in and breathe out and do it like a couple more times, like, and breathe out, and then I go and distract myself with something else before I come back to what I was doing, because I recognize that overthinking is not moving me forward. it's only making me unhappy. It's only keeping me stuck mentally in where I am, and it's really not helping anybody. It's not benefiting anybody. It's not me showing my self-love, and I'm all about that self-love. The final thing I would say is join a community, or like start a community. What's a community? Group of like-minded people that come together for a purpose, right? So there's that word again, for a purpose. And so join a community, find, based on this interest that you said that you have, or that you discover that you have, this strength that you have, find a way to belong with a group of people. We all want to belong with people, right? So belong with a group of people, and that will give you some kind of guidance, some kind of pointers to, okay, this is what I'm doing with myself. It will make you feel more fulfilled, like I'm actually playing a role. I don't feel like I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm part of these people, and these are my people that are helping me, moving me forward. I'm helping somebody else, I'm moving somebody else forward. A community is the best place to do this. So find one, join one, and not just any, but one that you truly identify with, the one that really makes you feel good about yourself, that also truly cares about you, and that you also truly care about. Listen, I know it's not easy. It's really not, trying to decide what you want to do with yourself and what you want to do. Many of us aren't doing what we plan to do in school, and some of us are finding ourselves along the way and actually improving on what we thought we wanted to do, or we're changing in whatever way. Please don't let anybody pressure you, or let anything pressure you into internalizing a whole lot of worry, internalizing a whole lot of self-doubt or whatever. Remember to focus on your interest and your strengths, and then just really walk that path. You would find what makes you happy. You will find what you want to do with yourself. And listen, some people hit 50, they hit 60, then they realize that, this is actually what I enjoy doing, and they make a switch. It's never too late. So keep riding the tide of what makes you happy until it switches. Then you switch also with it. Don't try to find a purpose and then box yourself into it. No, that's not what life is about. Life is for enjoying yourself, for being happy, for making others happy, for a community, for belonging. If you found this helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so other people can also find it and also be able to watch it and hopefully find it also helpful. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? What do you need? Subscribe, okay? Look into my eyes. Subscribe. See you in my next video, lovelies. Bye.